So I wanted to be honest with this video. This is unscripted. This is me just speaking from deep down in my gut. And we are about 6 or so hours, something like that. I don't exactly know when. I'm just gonna wake up in the morning and it'll be out. But we're a couple hours away now from the Doctor Who the Doctor Who Christmas special for 2024. And as you might see from my channel, even though I promised it, I didn't cover Russell T Davies' first actual season back as showrunner. I covered the specials, and I'm looking at covering this Christmas special. But I haven't done the season review for kind of two big reasons, which are kind of the same reason, in a sense. One, when the season dropped, I watched each episode that was out at each, weekly or whatever, like 3 times. I watched it by myself. I watched it with my partner, and then I might have watched it with a friend or two. So I was looking at like 3 to 4 watches per week of each episode, and in good and bad ways, I was able to appreciate a lot more of the things I missed in the first one or the second run, because of just excitement, and figuring it out. And then in those last few watches, I could really nail into about what I liked and disliked about the season. And then as the season went on, we got to the finale. And I'm going to be brutally honest, I didn't enjoy it. There isn't a lot I disliked about the season, but that episode, I disliked it because it was such an anticlimactic moment for the story that Russell was trying to tell. And I gave a lot of shit to Chibnall for his endings, for his stories in general, but this is really difficult to talk about because, yeah, like I said, I gave Chris Chibnall a lot of shit for making terrible Doctor Who episodes and terrible stories in general. And I couldn't come on here with the season that we got, which was a constant build-up of who was Ruby Sunday. That was the main narrative that they were trying to spin. Who is Ruby Sunday? Who is Ruby Sunday? Who is Ruby Sunday? And then for them to end on what is an equivalent to a wet fart. And then we all went home, and we didn't talk about Doctor Who for a few months because no one knew what to say. It wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't the worst thing on television. It's better than, at least in my opinion, at least half of everything Chibnall made. But there wasn't anything to do with what we had. The mystery was there, and then the mystery was over, and we just sat there. Well, I didn't. Well, I don't know. I left the Twitter community after that season pretty much because I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be on Twitter. It was a hellscape. I moved. So I've been super disconnected from the general Twitter community for a while. So now the Christmas special is hours away, and I saw the first teaser that they made, the trailer or whatever. I barely remember it, but I know nothing about this Christmas special, and a big reason for that is I just didn't want to think about Doctor Who. I watched it 3 to 4 times weekly up to a conclusion that I felt disappointed in and didn't know how to give my opinions on, which wouldn't feel like I'm being one-sided or two-faced. I gave Chris Chibnall shit, and I hyped up Russell a lot in that same video, just because of comparison's sake. So when that season finished, I sat there being like, I praised. There's a lot of good. There is a lot of good in this season. A lot of things that some people didn't like, which fair. totally fair if you didn't like that season of Doctor Who. I get it. It isn't really the same Russell we had. It's a different Russell. Um, but the good things there I really enjoyed. And with the conclusion, which was nothing, it I didn't know how to approach it. I think I have a better idea now. I still really want to rewatch the entire season again. That's kind of why I've had a really long break with the show. Because I want to come back into the season, rewatch it from beginning to end, and actually have an opinion that is worth discussing. Because there's one there. I know there is. I have opinions. Everyone has opinions. But I needed time away. I needed time away from the hype of Russell coming back. I needed away from the exhaustion of having to watch it 3 to 4 times weekly. And I needed to step away from that conclusion. And with this Christmas special coming in a few hours, I'm kind of getting the jitters again right now. But up to this literal point right now, I didn't care. Because I didn't know how to care. I don't know what the Christmas special brings. I don't know what the next season's going to bring. I don't think they're going to fix the problems I have with last season. I think we're going to get more of the same. They were already filming the season before the first season dropped, so it's not going to be fixed. Which is the biggest problem with filming so quickly. But they clearly had a plan. Russell had a plan. He knew what he was doing. But in turn, you can't fix the things that people didn't like. But it's a creative vision. He has a plan. He's going for it. So I have to have faith in the vision, even though so far, I think the vision is faulty. So I'm going to release a video on the Christmas special. Tomorrow's gonna be a really big day. I have that Doctor Who episode. I have my yearly big Boxing Day party where I'm gonna get very drunk, and then the next day I'm gonna have a really big hangover probably. So about 3 days I'm gonna start writing the script for that Christmas special review. I don't know what that script's gonna look like, and a part of me is scared because, as I've said, Russell isn't going to fix the problems I had with his previous season, which I do think are problems. And I expect to see more of the things I do like. But as the bridge between the first season and second season, and it being a Christmas special, so it kind of doesn't really matter. It might matter, as we've seen in the past. A lot of Russell's Christmas specials seem like filler episodes, but then have great meaning or are referenced later. So this episode might be one of those, but if it's bad, then it might not ever be referenced again. So this Christmas special is in just a weird place, in my opinion. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited for it. I'm just thankful we're not doing any New Year's Day specials anymore because, look, I get it. I get why we switched from doing Christmas specials, but generally, that wasn't the point of the Christmas special. Well, okay, it kind of was the. We're not going into the Christmas special discussion because that's a deeper hole that I think anyone wants to actually get into. So yes, in 3 to 4 days, you're gonna have a Christmas special review from me. And I'm nervous about that because I don't know how to approach that. But then after, I don't know, 3 or 4 days after that, I might start rewatching the first season, and I will give a full review of that first season, hopefully. I've been a bit distracted the last week or two, because the Indiana Jones game came out, and I've been very distracted not playing that. I've been very distracted from writing my own book. I've been listening to a lot of music. I don't do that, so I've just been distracting myself with things I don't do. But I plan on kicking myself back into gear next year, which will be fun. So, thank you for watching this video. I look forward to seeing you next year, where I actually make content again because I have a microphone. So take care. I hope you had a lovely Christmas. Goodbye.